It's a cold and chilly day in Pittsburgh, but luckily I've been given this handover collection bay to record this car here. So today we're going to be looking at a 2019 Audi RS5. Sounds great. The RS5 is kind of a combination of a coupe and a wagon design. So it has a slanted back, but it also has 4 doors instead of 2. A lot of you might be saying, I thought an RS5 was a 2-door. That's because it was. Up until, I believe, 2019, the RS5 was only offered, in America at least, as a 2-door. But now with this 2019 model year, they offer it in a 4-door. It's a gorgeous car. So this back right here, it might impede a little bit on headroom in the back, but it's super aggressive and super slanted to kind of mimic the 2-door design, but just stretch it out. So this particular RS5 is in Misano red, and that is a $500 option, but I don't think you could go wrong with that. It looks so good on this car. It starts at $74,000. So the RS5 kind of slots in between the RS3 and the RS7. So I believe the RS7 starts at around $110,000. And the RS3, which is the model below this, is a lot smaller and just not quite like a big car. Starts at, I want to say 50. So this is right in the middle, and it's also right in the middle of performance. This car has a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds, and powering this beautiful RS5 is a twin turbo, or bi-turbo as Audi calls it, V6. So it has 444 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. 400 horsepower in this car is insane. It's so much, and it will push you back into your seat. It's super quick. So let's go ahead and unlock this car and open up the engine bay. A lot of people complain that they got rid of the V8s. There's no more naturally aspirated V8s. But they kind of had to. And that's because of emissions and regulations. They can't keep those kind of inefficient V8s, even though they're so great and they sound so good. It's just not possible to have. And to put up this kind of horsepower number, 444 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque, turboing is kind of the only way to go. It does look kind of cool, kind of sporty with the design there, but it's not the big V8s that you could see all of it, but it still looks pretty great. Although it's not a naturally aspirated V8, it sounds really, really good. Part of that is due to the optional sport exhaust on this car. Start it up. So even in comfort mode, you get that split second of just burble, and then the valves kind of shut. In comfort, versus when you switch it into dynamic, immediately you can hear the revs go a little bit higher. You can hear the cracks. This car really does sound great, even though it's not a naturally aspirated V8. If you look in here, everything is beautiful. You have the nice honeycomb seats. This leather kind of sets apart the car to the inside. It just makes it feel sporty. So right when we go in, we have this awesome light, which I touched on before, which is totally not needed, but just gives you that extra special feeling. You have a really nice carbon fiber, which carries over from the outside. So you have carbon fiber right here, and then you have the red contrast stitching as well as the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which, trust me, sounds amazing. And the Alcantara right in the middle. We have a super cool RS design wheel, and this wheel, take my word for it, it feels so good. So it's perforated leather all around, and it has contrast red stitching, which just makes it look super cool. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit sportier, and it's part of the RS5, so it's something you get when you're getting a sportier car. Immediately, what at least I notice is all of this carbon fiber. So along with on the door, you have carbon fiber everywhere. So you have carbon fiber there, along the entire dashboard. The last place you have it is the center area right here. So you have carbon fiber everywhere, and that just sets this car apart as it's not your standard Audi. The second thing you look at is this awesome virtual cockpit, and this screen right here. Just the way it looks is a step up. It's something that would differentiate this car from any other brand. You can really control this to do just about anything. Right here you see the map, so if you don't want to look at this screen right here, you can use the virtual cockpit. And that's just awesome because it's less time that you're taking away from your eyes on the road, and it just looks awesome. Your parking modes right here, so parking assist, and this gives you your cameras, which are really, really cool. So you can see my knees actually have quite a bit of room, and my head is not as bad as I thought it would have been. So my head isn't really touching, and I feel pretty comfortable. I could definitely be in here for a long drive, and I'd be pretty content. It's pretty comfortable back here. You have the nice carbon fiber, and then you have a little climate control right here. Not quite as advanced as the front, but a nice little screen, and it's a nice place to be back here. Now let's talk about the spec of this specific car. So as I said earlier, the RS5 starts at $74,000, but this one is quite highly optioned up. So an option that I think shouldn't be standard, but should be standard for everyone who's speccing a car, is the carbon optic package. And although it's a ton of money, it just sets this car apart. It sets it apart from any other car on the road, and it looks amazing. So to start here in the front, we have a carbon splitter, and it looks so good. So the carbon contrast, especially with this car, which is red, just looks amazing. So it really sets it apart and looks great. Standard wheels for this car are 19 inches, and these are 20-inch 5-spoke wheels, which I think look really, really good. So 19-inch wheels would look okay, but the 20-inch wheels just look even better. Are the mirrors right here. So the mirror caps are finished in carbon fiber, which again looks super cool. I mean, I love carbon fiber, and especially with this red, it just looks so awesome. You have these side strakes that are in carbon fiber, and that looks awesome against the red. And then in the back here, there's two important details. So you have this carbon fiber lip, which looks really, really good. Let me kind of get that in shot. So the carbon fiber against the red here looks amazing. And you have it at the front with the splitter, in the mirrors, and on the side, you have this nice big 20-inch wheels, and then you get it again in the diffuser. So right here is all carbon fiber, and like I said, this entire package, so everything I just mentioned, is $5,000, but if you really think about all that you're getting, it's a lot of money, but it's kind of worth it. Kind of what the RS5 is famous for. Now, it combines a coupe and a wagon. So if I just double click this will pop open right here. And the great thing about this car is you have a huge trunk. So if you look in here, you're not really sacrificing anything. You can have a performance car that's awesome and a trunk that fits it. So this trunk is massive, and you could really use it day to day for anything at all. I hope you enjoyed my content here with the Audi RS5. I'm going to continue to do some more new Audis, as well as shoot with some friends who have some super cool cars here and around Pittsburgh. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. So this has all been possible due to Audi Cochran of Pittsburgh. If you have any questions at all, you can contact my friend Elliot, who made this possible, and I'll put his information below. They have a ton of new cars, and they also have a ton of used inventory.